Hello and welcome to another edition of Wolverine Chat. This is going to be a rather quick, short one. I just wanted to comment and get involved with this whole craziness that is the Jim Harbaugh saga and soap opera. So let me tell you what I know and what's going on as of today. I had said the whole time that I really believe Jim Harbaugh was coming back. I don't think he would have come and made that comment a week ago if he really did not intend to come back. And I believe that contract was worded perfect for what he was thinking about. He wants to, he intends to, but he will go to the NFL if Michigan doesn't step up and do the right thing. Everybody thought Michigan would step up and do the right thing. But right now, Warde Manuel, for some reason, has a riff with him. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. But clearly, they're not on the same page. And it worries me a little bit. But President Ono, thank goodness, I believe will step up and make this a done deal. Probably, maybe even later today. So this is what's going on. It sounds like Michigan and Coach Harbaugh was close to signing a deal yesterday, but they had apparently had a change of heart the last minute. So, another day and another saga, according to Michigan reports that I've been hearing on the Michigan Harbaugh soap opera. Harbaugh was set to sign a contract extension this week that would have made him one of the highest paid coaches in the Big Ten Conference. And for some reason, things fell through, although it's not really clear what happened. Seems to be a disconnect between Harbaugh and Warde Manuel, Michigan's athletic director, that resulted in the process becoming more lengthy and more difficult than necessary. This is not necessary. This thing should have been done after Michigan whipped Ohio State that week. It should have been done. And if not, for sure during the off period between the Big Ten Championship and the semifinal Fiesta Bowl. We had almost a month. Michigan could have had it all tied up. The game could have been just the game, and recruits would not have had any kind of questions. Now, if they do this today, hopefully it won't affect us too much, but even this happening a little bit could affect recruits in the future. You don't know what recruits are thinking, is this going to happen every year no matter what he signs? So something's got to happen. Now, the pre-offer, what we thought was going to happen was that he would be paid the highest paid coach in the Big Ten. Largest assistant pool, lots of NIL support, and a lot of support from the university for the program. Now, the first offer, from what I'm hearing, was offered to Jim. It was a raise in base salary, but not high enough to meet his friends and peers and other coworkers in the Big Ten, and would not increase the assistant coaches pool, which is very, very important to him, and included a large buyout, which of course Harbaugh does not like. The allegations are well known, of course, but after the AD was told they were coming anytime Warde changed his tune, apparently, and offered that contract, Harbaugh balked at it and felt it wasn't wanted by the university like he was in 2015. Like, he wasn't wanted by Michigan as much as he was when he first came in 2015. And I think he is. I just think Warde Manuel has a stick up his butt about it, and I just don't know why. He doubted the university's support of him, specifically, Warde Manuel. As a result, he hired an agent and started communicating with the NFL as a backup plan. Details of the first plan were about $8.1 million base salary with incentives that could get him up to about $11 million, with his assistant coaches getting somewhere around $7.1 million in that pool, making it close to about 8.1, but the buyout was around $9 million, and that wasn't going to happen. Now, a lot of time had passed, and President Ono gets involved. Only then does Manuel get moving with new offers. He was just sitting around doing nothing. The new offer is made with a lower buyout, about $5 million, so it went from almost half, from $9 million to $5 million, and a base around $9.5 million, with incentives getting him to $12 or $13 million. But a base salary at $9.5 million, which is close to double what he's getting now. An increased pool salary, assistant pool salary of about 7.7, and the president Ono actually personally gave Harbaugh some support and a lot of support when it comes to the NCAA and these ridiculous Burgergate and stuff like that, which just threw another, I don't know, stick in the road, rock in the road to get around. So unfortunately, that came at the wrong time. But again, lack of support from Ward and all these craziness caused Harbaugh to pause and look at Plan B, which is the NFL. So that's where things are right now. It appears he's fine with the latest contract, but still wants more support when it comes to pending NCAA violations and what's going to happen with that, and also the NIL and more. Now, I'm not saying the NFL isn't a real possibility. It certainly is. And believe me, he will go if he doesn't get what he wants. I just believe Ono is going to take care of this. And I don't think when it's all done, for a couple reasons. A, they got the coach they need. He's proven what he needs to do. He's got a better team. If it wasn't all these guys returning and Michigan being where they're at and being that close, I think Harbaugh might have gone. But I think he wants to win the Natty first. Next year, we win the Natty. Watch out. But he wants to win the Natty, and he's got his guys coming back. And I think when Blake Corum told him and on the phone that he's coming back, I think that kind of just tipped the scales in favor of him coming back. I think he wants to come back, and Corum knows that, but he's got to do what's best for him. And I don't blame Jim Harbaugh for this. He has done nothing wrong. He said exactly what he meant. And now last year he said he wouldn't flirt with the NFL anymore. I don't necessarily think he's going after them. I think they're going after him. However, that's semantics. But everybody said he had planned on staying. I think he does plan on staying. That was his intention, and I think it will happen. So let's step up, Ward Manuel and Ono, President Ono. If your AD is not doing the job, get another AD. Get rid of this guy. I don't know what the problem is. I've always kind of liked Ward Manuel, but I just don't get what's going on between Jim Harbaugh. I know he's quirky and he does his own thing, but we knew that coming in when we hired him in 2015 for that first season. We knew he was different, and he's quirky, different, but he's our quirky, different man, and I want him back. And if he comes back, I would not be. I know everybody thinks Georgia is overwhelmingly going to win next year again, but I'm telling you, people, we lost to TCU on a fluke. We had one of those games. We weren't prepared. I don't want to go through the whole thing again, but there's no way we should not have beaten TCU by 28 to 35 points. I think 6 out of 10 times, 7 out of 10 times, not only do we win, I think we win by 30 points. And Georgia played their absolute best game. And the big thing is these teams, Michigan had a month off, as did TCU, of course, and they weren't the same team. And I think when Georgia played Ohio State, it woke up Georgia. Like, guys, we got to get out there. And that wasn't the same team against TCU. They played a perfect game. And TCU just played TCU. I just think it was because Michigan did it to themselves. All credit going to TCU. But come on, you can't watch that game and realize Michigan should not only have won the game, they should have won by at least 4 touchdowns. Anyway, hopefully they'll get this straightened out today, sign this contract, and we can stop worrying about this crap, and Michigan can concentrate on getting their recruits and getting Jaden Davis for that 2024. He's just waiting for Jim to, you watch. Jim signs, Jaden Davis will sign real quick or announce that he's intending on coming to Michigan. That's my opinion. Go Blue. Thanks. Please like and subscribe. Next year's show, we're going to start going with video. I've heard a lot of people encouraging me to do video, think it'll take off a little bit better. So we're going to start doing that. And until then, please subscribe, tell your friends about it. We're just a couple guys, and sometimes by myself, giving our opinion. My opinion is coming from a Michigan guy who was there in '86. Somebody who's had season tickets for a number of years. I go to as many games, away games, as I can, and I just have been a Michigan fan since I was a little kid with my dad. And my last words my dad said to me before he died was, "Go Blue." I talked about that in an earlier podcast. So that's my life, and this podcast means everything to me. And if I could get this thing going, and make a career out of it, that would be an answer to prayer and be a dream come true. Thanks, everybody. Go Blue. Take care.